The way to do this is to raise defense spending to at least 3% of GDP, ensuring its modernization, development and security.
As Donald Trump returns to the White House, Polish President Andrzej Duda talks about the nearly 3 years-long conflict in Ukraine and striking a balance between international allies.
Russian imperialism is reborn, and we can see that in this war in Ukraine, which has been going on for almost 3 years. Right now, Russian imperialism is greedy.
The president of Poland discusses overcoming significant obstacles with Qatari state media as his country takes over as president of the European Union Council.
My view is very simple regarding the Polish presidency in the European Union, which we have assumed for the next 6 months.
Duda talks on Poland's leadership in times of turmoil, covering everything from border tensions with Russia and Belarus to dealing with global unpredictability following the return of U.S. President Donald Trump.
I could say by the Belarusian authorities. Those people were brought to the border with Poland in an organized way by groups of police officers, border guards, and representatives of the Belarusian military.
He also discusses Israel, migration, and the contentious ICC warrant for Netanyahu, emphasizing the difficulties in striking a balance between law, diplomacy, and history. Some believe that Washington has undergone a political transformation. Yes, it is true that the events that are taking place in Europe have caused some uncertainty, according to a Polish PM and historian Donald Tusk. Tusk stated, "This presents a completely new set of challenges for Europe and us, but Europe was formed to cope with these challenges." Tusk presented Poland's agenda for the 6-month presidency of the EU Council to the European Parliament in Strasbourg. Echoing recent talks about lowering reliance on external partners, Tusk underlined that Europe needs to take charge of its own security and take on more responsibility. If they contemplate that America is taking a risk by switching presidents or administrations, so keep in mind that Europe has never been scared to take risks, according to Tusk. He also urged leaders to take a more aggressive stance and emphasized the significance of bolstering Europe's defense capabilities. Tusk pointed out Trump's stance that he said, "The newly elected U.S. president is stating today that Europe must pay its fair part of the burden and responsibility for our security."
The ones that were further away tended not to pay so fast. And one thing on that, I think they should lift their number not to 2%, but to 5%. NATO should be at 5%, not at 2%. 2% is ridiculous, yeah.
Therefore, Tusk continued, only an ally can wish for another ally to become stronger. Don't ask America what it can do for our security, Tusk said, urging European influentials to put your own autonomy first. Consider what we can do to ensure our personal, national security. Tusk warned of the wider effects of reliance on Russian energy and growing energy prices, saying, Europe cannot become reliant on Russian supplies. This dependency needs to be ended forever because it was one of the reasons for the war, and let us be clear about it. If energy prices continue to increase, it will have a very bad, catastrophic political impact, he continued.